Hello guys, welcome to Top 10 from Fedro Ricch Studios. Have you ever been to any of Ghana's tourist sites? How was your experience like? Well, if you haven't or still contemplated on which one to visit, I got you. In today's video, we'll be exploring the top 6 most visited tourist sites in Ghana. These places highlight Ghana's rich history and stunning natural beauty that continue to attract both local and international visitors. And if this is the first time you are seeing this channel, kindly hit the subscribe button, like and share for more content.
Have you ever been to Manhyia, the palace of the Asante? If you're curious, come with me. Let's find out what it's all about.
The Manhyia Palace, pronounced Manhyia in the Akan language, which translates gathering of the people, is the seat of the Asante, the monarch of the Ashanti Kingdom, as well as his official residence. Located in Kumasi, the capital of Ashanti region, the king receives thousands of visitors around the world each year through private appointments and traditional events. Millions of tourists also visit the Manhyia Palace Museum, which served as the private residence of past kings until it was rehabilitated into a museum in the year 1995. The museum is a unique creation in West Africa by the Asante Kingdom to commemorate their leaders and to communicate the riches of their history and culture to the world. The museum building is of great historical interest and importance. It not only houses the museum's exhibits, it is itself an exhibit of the museum. It was built in the year 1925 for Asantehene Agyeman Prempeh I by the British colonial government as his private residence when he returned from Seychelles after 28 years in exile. It was from this palace that he ruled, for his people kept his stool, the Sikadwa, vacant during the 28 years he was away in exile and welcomed him back as Asantehene. The building therefore became, from the moment it was occupied by Asantehene I, the Ahemfie, which is the palace. It was the palace of Nana Prempeh I and his successor Otumfuo Osei Agyeman Prempeh II, who reigned from 1931 to 1970. The museum building is of great historical interest and importance, as it also houses the museum's exhibits such as royal regalia, photographs, medals, furniture, drums and palanquins, which are over 200 years, a battle dress which dates back to 1900, and many objects of historical significance, as well as effigies of all past kings and the current occupant of the golden stool. Visitors to the museum will be able to view video presentations explaining Ashanti history and the richness of its culture, as well as splendid examples of the gold work for which the Asante are world famous. These include gold weights, bracelets, and pots for gold dust, which were removed from the palace by Lord Baden-Powell. Here too are the life-sized effigies of the Nana Prempeh I, Nana Yaa Echah, and the legendary Nana Yaa Asantewaa, Queen of Ejiso, who in the year 1900 led the uprising and the last of the 7 Asante Wars with the British, when the British governor demanded the surrender to him of Asikadwa, which is the golden stool. The lower floor of the museum has been preserved just as it was in the days of Otumfuo Agyeman Prempeh II and serves as a lasting memorial to his life and long service to the Asante nation. Here can be seen photographs of many important events in the Asante history. The first black and white television to Asante nation, which dates back to 1965. The bronze head of Nana Prempeh II. Bookshelves containing a collection of books used by the kings and a sketch map of Asante Empire. It has professional tour guides who will take you through history and all you need to know about the Asante Kingdom. Join the tour and learn about the history of the Asante Kingdom, the royal lineage and rituals, the struggle with the British colonial forces, among others. Manhyia Palace Museum placed it on the list of the most visited tourist sites in the year 2024, drawing 106,100 visitors. Cape Coast Castle is one of about 40 slave castles, all large commercial forts built on the Gold Coast of West Africa, now Ghana, by European traders. It was originally a Portuguese Victoria or trading post established in the year 1555, which was named Cabo Corsa, which means short cape. Cape Coast Castle is the largest of the buildings, which contains the legacy of the transatlantic slave trade and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Open to the public, it is currently a historical museum with a Guinean arts and crafts gift shop, and it is the regional headquarters of Ghana Museums and Monuments Board. Like most ancient fortifications in Ghana, Cape Coast Castle played a significant role in the gold and slave trades, but also two significant contributions were made here: the arrival of Christianity and the establishment of the first formal education system through castle schools. A guided tour of the Cape Coast Castle will acquaint you with its many interesting features, including Basil Tower, the slave dungeons, and the cannons and mortars used in the castle's defense. The West African Historical Museum is located inside Cape Coast Castle and contains a growing collection of art and cultural objects, including ceremonial drums, old muskets, shackles from the slave trade, and ancient pottery. The best history tells us that the Dutch lost control of a fortification to Swedish adventurers in the year 1652, who named it Fort Carolsberg. Ownership changed numerous times, both among local peoples and various European powers, until finally in the year 1664, after a 4-day battle, the fort was captured by the British and renamed Cape Coast Castle. The Cape Coast Castle, along with other forts and castles in Ghana, were used to harbor enslaved Africans before they were loaded onto ships and sold in the Americas, especially the Caribbean. This gate of no return was the last stop before crossing the Atlantic Ocean. At the time, enslaved Africans were a valuable commodity in the Americas and elsewhere, and enslaved people were the main trade in Cape Coast. Due to this, many changes were made to the fort. One of the alterations was the addition of large underground dungeons that could hold as many as 1,000 enslaved people awaiting export. In Cape Coast, the underground dungeon was a space of terror, dirt, and darkness. The basement of this imposing fortress was often the last experience enslaved people had of their homeland before being shipped off across the Atlantic, as this signifies the beginning of their journey. Cape Coast Castle was the 5th most visited tourist site in the year 2024, with 120,242 people visiting. Nestled in the bustling city of Kumasi, the Ashanti region's capital, lies a sanctuary for wildlife, the Kumasi Zoo. Established in the year 1957 by the Ashanti-Man Council, the zoo has been a conservation site for indigenous wild animals of Ghana and some from outside the country. Spanning over 1.5 square kilometers, the Kumasi Zoo is strategically located between the Kejetia bus terminal, the old race course, and the Kumasi Center for National Culture. This location not only makes it accessible, but also serves as a green lung in the urban landscape. With approximately 40 different species and over 135 individual animals, the zoo offers a glimpse into the country's diverse fauna. A unique feature of the zoo is the presence of thousands of bats that find refuge on the trees within its boundaries, creating a spectacle for visitors. Here is a glimpse of what you see. Watch colorful peacocks roam freely and spot playful rabbits in their enclosures. Marvel at the camel and massive ostriches up close. Look for the crowned eagle resting high in the trees, keeping a sharp eye on visitors. The hyenas are particularly fascinating. Green monkeys are lively and curious, while the chimpanzees captivate with their intelligence and playful antics. Discover pythons, tortoises, and even the elusive dwarf crocodile. The turtles are a quiet but interesting part of the zoo, while the West African crocodiles impress with their stillness and power. You can also catch a glimpse of porcupines, the kotoko, symbol of the Ashanti Kingdom. Your visit to the Kumasi Zoo is not just an encounter with wildlife, It is a great place for a relaxing and educational day out. Take the time to enjoy and explore what the zoo has to offer. You might be surprised by what you discover. Kumasi Zoo was the fourth most visited tourist site in the year 2024 with 133,954 tourists visiting. Bunso Eco Park, formerly Bunso Arboretum, is located in the eastern region of Ghana, south of the town of Bunso. It was founded in the year 1935 by two British men, but later developed into a recreational park by Guineans in collaboration with the Ministry of Tourism, Ghana. The site has over 600 species of trees, herbs used for various medicinal purposes, and wild animals. The Arboretum has within its enclave over 600 species of plants, 105 species of birds, 57 species of snakes, 300 species of butterflies, assorted fruits including grapes, passion, and the star fruit. It has a butterfly sanctuary and a canopy walkway, the second to be built in Ghana. Bunso Arboretum ranked as the third most visited tourist site in the year 2024 with a total of 155,149 visitors. Welcome to one of Ghana's most visited attractions, the Kakum National Park. Tucked away in the Asin Atandaso Reserve is the Kakum National Park and Canopy Walkway that offers visitors spectacular scenery and a fascinating wildlife experience along with modern camping facilities. Kakum National Park, located in the coastal environs of the central region of Ghana, covers an area of 375 square kilometers. Established in the year 1931 as a reserve, it was gazetted as a national park only in the year 1992 after an initial survey of avifauna was conducted. The area is covered with tropical forest. It is one of only 3 locations in Africa with a canopy walk. The park's best known feature is undoubtedly its 7 suspension bridges, which form a 333-meter long canopy walkway suspended up to 27 meters above the forest floor from trees that are over 300 years old, which provides access to the forest. The canopy walkway is only one of Kakum's many delights. There are a variety of trails and guided walks that allow visitors to experience the solitude of the rainforest. It's also a premier site for bird watchers with over 300 species, including 8 species of global conservation concern. Mammals include forest elephant, leopards, bongo, bushback, and many primates. Also, more than 600 butterfly species have been recorded. As of the year 2012, the densest population of forest elephants in Ghana is located in Kakum. The park's welcome center contains a restaurant, lodge, picnic area, camping area, and a wildlife education center. The park is child-friendly, so don't forget to take the kids along to the newly added children's park with a super mini and safe canopy walkway, swings, and play area. Kakum National Park was the second most visited tourist site in the year 2024, attracting 183,757 visitors, according to the Ghana Tourism Authority report. Located in the downtown of Accra, Ghana, is the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park and Museum. It is 5 acres in size. Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park and Museum is what some scholars call the genesis of the actual history of Ghana. Over the years, the park has attracted visitors from around the world with annual count of approximately 98,000 individuals who visit to pay homage to Ghana's first president and learn his life and legacy. At the pinnacle of the top 10 most visited sites in the country, the park holds immense cultural and historical significance. The memorial complex was dedicated in the year 1992 and is situated on the site of the former British colonial polo grounds in Accra. It is the spot where Nkrumah made the declaration of Ghana's independence from British colonial rule. In the park is the bronze statue of Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, clad in cloth with his hands symbolically pointing forward. It stands at the same place that he stood to declare Ghana's independence from British colonial rule on March 6, 1957. From the entrance to the site are 2 springs of water on either side of the pavement or walkway. It has 7 birches squatting statuette flute blowers and literally blowing springs out. In Guinean culture, flutes are blown to welcome very important dignitaries and on special occasions. Its presence conveys a sense of immortality for the name Nkrumah. It shows that even in death, he lives on in the hearts and minds of generations here and generations to come. The mausoleum, designed by Don Arthur, houses the mortal remains of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and his wife, Fatia Nkrumah. The structure is meant to represent an upside-down sword, which in the Akan culture is a symbol of peace. Others also view it as an uprooted tree, signifying the unfinished works of Nkrumah. The museum is clad from top to bottom with Italian marble with a black star at its apex to symbolize unity. The interior of the museum boasts marble flooring and a mini mastaba-looking marble grave marker surrounded by river-washed rocks. The museum, on the other hand, houses the personal belongings of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and pictures showing his life history. These include books he wrote, photograph archives, and official photographs. A photo collection features pictures of Nkrumah with several renowned leaders of his time. This is a place you wouldn't want to miss during your stay in Accra, since the transition of Gold Coast to Ghana happened on this same location. A total of 333,233 people visited the Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Park, which was the most visited tourist site in the year 2024. So the question I have for you is, which of these tourist sites would you like to visit someday? And if you have ever been to any of these tourist sites, what was your experience like? Tell us in the comment section. And guys, if you enjoyed the video, kindly hit the subscribe button, like and share for more content. Thanks for watching.